Hi, everybody. How's everyone doing? Hi, Kevin. Arena, how are you? Okay, so a mentee of mine, Sean, yesterday saw this as a potential. Hi, everyone. Hi, Amira, Monica. As this being a B with a C to follow, and looks like that could develop, A, B, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Anyone know that wave style? Well, anyway, that we could head up here, and this would be a 4, implying one more break. Everyone know that alphabet song? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And on a more serious note, what a year. A year of division and separation politically, COVID, making these holidays, extremely stressful, even on family units. People have been torn apart by just their beliefs, and then torn apart and separated by not wanting to infect each other. So, here I'm talking about a trade. And I know at the end of every webinar, I say, don't just count your pips, count your blessings. But my Christmas wish for everyone that, hangs out with us, and even the people that don't, is that they can find some peace. And if it helps and you're, separated or you're alone, think about your loneliness compared to being alone after being intubated. Okay. So search for peace between people that you love and people that you don't love. Search for peace. That's my hope for each and every one of you this holiday season. I know it's not easy. It hasn't been easy on anyone I know. Hasn't been easy for me. And if we can find peace in these times, you never know if you have faith until you need it. And we need it now. Yeah, well, it's okay, ride the curve. I watch war movies. Don't, yes. Uh, they seem to relax me. I don't know why. I'll see a psychiatrist about that when I could do it not on Zoom. So anyway, guys, that's my hope. Shalva. Okay, Monica, then you know what? You had a great year. If you learned a lot this year and you're learning from your mistakes, we learn the most from our mistakes. We learn the most from our pain. When things are going great, there's not much to learn, is there? Okay, so anyway, this is the way it looks like it's setting up into year end. I think either way, whether it fails from here, that there is going to be a dollar bottom sometime in January. That's going to be more than just a push up to 91.20. S&Ps are higher, but we have some confusion over COVID. Of course, the COVID rescue package, which really is kind of a joke. And a friend of mine was reading who took advantage of PPE last time. Kanye West, Robert De Niro, firms that are successful. They had no means test on it on the first package. They have no means for it now. It's all about if you could say you have salaries, and who knows. So I mean, it really is something that this is really a giveaway. The PPE, all the multimillionaires that are getting forgivable loans. Oh, really? Yes. You know, My life has been a cakewalk compared to Job. So looking at a few other markets, getting back to some markets, we're getting a little pullback. Blake talked about resistance up here, but you know what this is starting to look like to me? That, if you get a break back down to 28 in Canada, I think it's a buy. Risking 27. This could just end up being some type of flag down here. And the S&Ps, I think, will put in a top. Maybe they've topped. I mean, tomorrow's the last trading day of the year, and enough of this. The end of my lecture, Aussie. It's a lot of either or. So I'm going to start trading after New Year's again. So the market could do whatever it wants. I think that if you want some advice, we're not brokers here. So, we don't try and influence people to trade and trade and trade and trade. But if you feel burnt out from this year, and it hasn't been an easy year for most people, there is nothing illegal about taking a week off and just recharging your battery and not taking heat. I know there are opportunities in this environment, but we have a full year ahead of us. So rest up and recharge your battery and just get prepared. And what I would do right now to get prepared, great segue, is to subscribe to ForexAnalytix. Besides it being a great service, I challenge you to go out and find people with a service that care as much about you succeeding in the industry than the team at ForexAnalytix. I'm sure there are others. I just don't know of them. And this is what I'm part of. And it's, I am grateful to be part of this team. So join us. Good morning, Blake. How are you, buddy? I hope I didn't put you to sleep with my philosophy today.
No, not at all, Dale.
All right, buddy.
Good morning to you. How
Good morning.
are you?
Okay, buddy.
Hey, so I was actually just listening to you, and yeah, this is the perfect time to recharge your batteries. There's a lot of skepticism going into this next year about currencies, but I'm going to tell you something. I have a feeling that next year is going to be the most explosive year in FX that we've seen in many years. That's what usually happens when you tamper down on FX volatility for so long. And let me show you a chart really quick. And also I want to go ahead and acknowledge what you were saying about finding a team that cares about your success as much as we do. Look, I'm going to stop with and hold on. Let me retweet. Let me retweet this just because now, excuse me really quick. I can't talk and type at the same time, so I gotta talk what I'm typing with Dale. And doing analysis of the Christmas holiday. Come join in. Link below. Okay. Just make sure there's no typos there. Okay. So Dale was just saying something, and Dale, you were saying something about finding
peace.
Finding a company that actually cares more about what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you something. Let me take off my glasses here.
That was the whole idea behind ForexAnalytix.
What's that?
That was the whole idea and mission of starting this business.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It really was. And I'm going to let you guys see my face here. Do you want to see my face at 4 o'clock in the morning?
No.
Be brave.
No, not really. And my my long hair. Can you guys see me?
Yeah, got it.
Yeah. Good morning. Okay, so and excuse the mess behind me. That's where I had a lot of the Christmas gifts. Is my office closet. It's open and there's crap all over the place because that's where I've been hiding everything out. Obviously, it's dark here, and you know, I look like I just got up because I did just a few hours ago. So, and everybody's still sleeping here. So, good morning, everyone. So let me just tell you guys a few things, and I wanted to look at you through the camera so you guys can see me talking here. When I started in this business, I was 20. Trading, so not in the business as a whole. I started as a broker when I was like 24, which is basically just a glorified salesperson. But when I really started trading I was 26 years old, and I was told at that time, most of you will fail. Less than 10% will succeed. I got really lucky. I happened to be in the internet craze. It was like being a crypto investor in Bitcoin when Bitcoin was $1 and holding on to a lot of it, between $1 and now. I got really lucky at that time. I didn't really know what I was doing. But fortunately, I got educated with some good technicians and good risk managers, and it allowed me to learn the skills that I needed to succeed, to learn how to fend for myself as a trader. So when we sold our brokerage firm after September 11th, 2001, for pennies on the dollar to the Wise Trade Group, because they were in the same town as us in Texas. They were in the same city, or the metro. And it was easy, and we really needed to be bailed out at the time. They bought us, and next thing you know, I wasn't a trader anymore for myself. I now was teaching people how to trade the markets, which was good. It was interesting because when you're doing it for yourself, it's one thing, and then you start teaching people how to do it, and you're like, wow, I should really listen to my own words sometimes. It'd probably make a bigger difference in my trading. And that was nearly 15 years ago, maybe 17 years ago now. So it's been a long time. I've made it my personal vendetta since then to try to reshape the bell curve for the success of traders. It's not for me, it's not anything more than that. If I can bestow my knowledge of the markets onto you guys, and you guys can succeed, then I feel that that's a success, because I didn't come from anything. I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my rear end. I grew up in a very middle-class family in, the middle of America. I didn't grow up in New York. I didn't grow up in London, nor Tokyo, none of the financial centers. So, and I'm not, by education, I'm not an economist. I wasn't raised to be a trader. It's not like it's in my blood or in my lineage. If I can do it, you can do it. And that's been my kind of like,
Battle cry.
It really is. I remember, okay, when I was in the Marine Corps, and for those of you that don't know, I was in the Marine. I was a Marine. I was an infantryman. So that means they gave me a gun and I shot at people. That's what I did. I wasn't a tank technician or aircraft mechanic or anything. I didn't drive motor T vehicles. I was in the infantry, and life was not easy. But what I learned was, if that person could do it, or the people before me that could do it, then that means I can do it. If it's been done, I can do it. And so if there are people like us that can succeed in the markets and make a living, you can too. And that's a fact. Now, that doesn't guarantee you can do it. And I believe me, there's a lot of people that, I sit here and go, wow, I just told you, don't, you're going counter trend, yet you're going to go ahead and put it all on the line and go against that trend. And then you get smashed and you wonder why you're not trading anymore. I can't stop that. I can't help you in those situations. But if I can teach you, and this is not just me, it's the ForexAnalytix group as well. If we can teach you things to help increase your chances in succeeding, then we're going to do that. And so anyway, that's that. I wanted you guys to see me say this because it's truly heartfelt that, I really want you to succeed. And so does Dale and Stelios and Steve and Amanda and Paul Franco and Joe and Leandro and the rest of our team. We just want you to succeed. We don't charge a lot of money for what we do because we want to make it affordable for everybody to do it. We could have very easily taken the business model of charging $1,500 a month and having, bigger, higher end fund clients, and then, left you guys all out in the cold, but we didn't, and we're not going to. So that's all I wanted to say. And sorry about by the way, my hair is going to be shorter come January 2nd. That's the first time I can get in to see my hairstylist. So that's it. So don't make fun of me and my long hair. It's been growing ever since COVID. It's COVID due. And it's flat because I, was sleeping. So
I have one too, bro. Don't worry. Here, I'll show it.
All right, I'm done with the video.
Look at mine. See?
Hey,
you think I need a haircut, man?
It's kind of growing in there. All right.
It's a Boris Johnson cut. You put a bowl around your head and just cut around it.
So hey guys, I want to read a couple of the comments really quick, just for some of the guys though, long term. Rick, Forex Gal says, still chin whiskers. Good to see your face. NGFX, Blake, I honor you for being humble. Thank you for sharing your story. It gives me actually more hope. Paul said, I've been with you and your team since Forex made easy. With your help, I'm still in the game trading Forex part-time until I retire. I can spend more time with making golf money. Awesome, Paul. Rick said, I've been here since 2003, 2004 with Blake's previous platforms, with Wise Trade, etc. Blake has been one of the most consistent and dedicated to his listeners no one can imagine. He has been trying to teach folks to be prosperous for a long time. Second to none. I learn about everything from good trading technicals from Blake. He is awesome. Rick, and that's Dean from Oklahoma. He goes by Dean in Oklahoma as his call sign in the chat rooms when he's in there. Rick says, I owe him, not sure how to repay. Thanks. Well, thanks for just being part of our community. Rick, that's really it. And Eric says, Blake truly invests himself into those who are trying to succeed, and the rest of the team. Great guy. Thanks, Eric. I appreciate that. And so anyway, you guys are all, Amanda said, well, if it hadn't been for your Wise Trade lessons, I wouldn't be here. And that's 10 years now. And that's Amanda in our chat room. So, hey guys, and I thank you for all the comments. I really should move along into analysis, but I'm glad to have you all here. And I know Dale and Steve and Stelios are as well. So let's get to business. And remember, this is the day before the Christmas break holiday. Excuse me, really quick. And so we're going to be in a probably consolidation period. That doesn't mean that that things can't happen. There's obviously some landmines that we're dealing with right now. One of them being, I thought this wouldn't really be the case, but Donald Trump back at it again. He might. And how do you feel about this, Dale? He might cut your stimulus here. Now I'm saying yours. I'm talking about as an American. You know, like he might, you know, like veto it. How do you feel about that? What do you feel about that? And I'm talking as an American. Okay, he's not here. You know,
I can tell you as a Greek, but I'm not getting any stimulus.
I know. You know, here's the thing. I don't know really what to say about this whole situation at this point, other than there are, you know, I understand like wanting money to go to certain people in certain places, but let's just face it, it is politics. And no matter what gets passed, you're going to have money going out to different groups and governments. And we're never, ever in my lifetime ever going to see anything that's passed for the good of the general people. It's just not going to happen. That's politics, and that's America. And guess what? It's going to be politics, and that's going to be Europe, and that's going to be politics, and that's going to be anywhere you go. So there's going to be money passed around to all sorts of people. However, there are COVID is a serious issue for those people in need. So is more money going to you know, people in need? Is it important? I do think it's important. So do I think Donald Trump can actually stop this, and should he? You know, if he can tilt it towards, you know, the people, then maybe he will. But and maybe he can, but he's got very limited time to do it. And I can guarantee you this: as soon as Joe Biden is in office, some sort of stimulus is going to get passed anyway. So it doesn't really matter if you guys are out there going, oh, stocks are going to come down because of this, that, the other thing. They might temporarily, but they're going to go right back up because stimulus is going to go through, and it's going to go through one way or the other, by hook or by crook. And, you know, and it will happen. So that's why the downside in equities were very limited last night. When you saw a little sell-off there, they just pop right back up again, because it will eventually go through. But let's also acknowledge the fact that there are people that really do need it right now. And so I'm going to say this: with equities, we are still facing the 3730 resistance. That is the resistance here. And I'm going to write all this stuff down for you. Okay. We are in a bullish trend, and we are bullish while we're above 3,600. And there's no if, and, or buts about that. That's the 3,600 level. That's the 3,590 or whatever it is. And we might get a dip back down towards maybe 3,650 if we get lucky. But I kind of doubt that. I think we're just going to be holding these ranges going into and the other landmine could be the other landmine could be that we could lose the Brexit deal could be off, and then that would be a landmine. That's one of those things that you know you're going to be looking at 3,600 in the S&P pretty quickly, actually, if that happened. I still think downside would be limited, because that's a European problem, not a US problem, but it doesn't mean that it can't happen. So that's, you know, especially, you know, liquidity is really poor right now. And you have to realize liquidity is going to be very poor today. All right. So just realize that. All right, let's, and I don't, you know what, when does, I have to look, when do your brokers, does anybody know when their brokers stop dealing? And do you know, Stelio, Steve, maybe you guys can do a little bit of research here. I'm going to type something. Hold on, JP Morgan. I usually get a warning from my trading platform when the trading hours are, but hold on, let me see. I'm trying to see if I have some notifications from blah, 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 blah,
Probably
blah.
tomorrow, Blake.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. I've been trading these markets for so long, and yet I still don't remember every year. It's like, do they close on? I know they're closed on Friday. Eric says Thursday 5 p.m. for Forex.com. Yeah, maybe the markets are open tomorrow part way through Christmas Eve, but just I would have, if you're in any trades and you don't want to be in them over the holidays, then I would have them wrapped up by the end of business today. That's just my personal opinion. I'm just throwing that out there for you guys. Okay, let's continue on. I'm going to end up taking all Stelios and Steve's time, and I don't want to do that. Okay, so here's the euro, and I was looking at this bear flag formation. Now, that is, I've been hoping for a move back down below this trend line. This is a multi-week trend line. You can see here from November 3rd, 6-week long bear flag. That's going to point us down to 120.50, and I actually have bids down there, hoping we get down there, but we may not. We'll see. But if we break 121.40, we should see some downside. And I would think that that might take us back down to 120.60 quickly. And guess what? I want to buy it there. So just in case. And if we see that today, I will be buying down here. I'm just telling you guys right now, and I'll buy it and I'll keep it over the holiday. And the reason why, because I think that there's going to be dollar selling going into year end. I think that commodities are breaking out. I think the dollar is just going to be weak, but that doesn't mean we can't get a quick dollar blip, right? Resistance today is right here, and I had an order to sell the euro at 122.15 last night. Never got touched because that's a 618 retracement. Just so you guys see it, it's 22.17. But the 50% retracement's capping us right now at 122.05. So I think intraday 122. Ooh, I didn't want to do that. Intraday 122 should offer resistance, but this is still a very bullish trend. Cable. Here's the pound. Brexit or no Brexit? Might happen over the weekend. I think we're developing a triangle, consolidation. It's as we've pointed out here. I think Steve and Stelios have used the term. It's a binary event. It is or it isn't going to happen. And if it does happen, we're going to be at Brexit deal happens. We're going to be at 140. No deal happens. We're going to be trading at 130. So, and we happen to be at 134, right in the middle of that. So resistance is at 135.50. Support is at 132.50. And we happen to be right in the middle range. So that's it. 132.50. 130, what? 135.50? Roughly. These are rough levels. Do we have Canadian data coming out, right?
US data as well, quite a bit of it as well.
Oh,
actually, not quite a bit of it, but core PCE and jobless claims.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's look at Canada really quick. Nice triangle developing. Resistance, 129.50, right? Support right now at, and that's a 38% retracement. So 128.50.
Merry Christmas, Amir.
Huh?
Merry Christmas, Amir.
Merry Christmas, Amir?
Yeah, Amir. Canada was his year-end play.
Oh, got it. I was like, huh?
Santa brought it, brought a nice little gift wrap package for him and his family. He deserves it.
Yes, he does. Okay, we're going to pull up data flash. Oops. I'm going to just keep the Canadian on here since we do have GDP. We like Stelia said, we have other US data, but where's my Bloomberg? Give me 1 second. There you go. Let's see how quickly this data comes out here. GDP year over year. Okay, GDP out of Canada is in line, a little bit quarterly, a little bit better than expected. Oh, there's the data right there. It wasn't big enough. I didn't have the window big enough.
Call it a tie.
Yeah. Now, all the US PCE data is coming out, and you can see it's all coming up here. Durable goods just came out. Personal income spending. Basically, durable goods orders are all right. Nothing to really shake the tree, right?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead and move that over. Nothing really is going to move the needle, and jobless claims a little bit of improvement. It's like everybody thinks that inflation's coming. It's hard to see inflation coming if it's not going to come in at the producer level. How's it ever going to make its way to the consumer? But I don't know. Okay. Well, that was it.
On the reopening.
No movement. Well, no data to make movement anyway. Okay, so Aussie. Let's talk about the Aussie. A similar consolidation. So that means that 76 cents and 75.15. Oops. Okay, and remember, we're still on very bullish trends. I'm just showing you that we're probably consolidating ahead of the holidays. Now, here's the thing: if the Aussie breaks through this support, which it could, think about the euro and what the euro is doing right now. If we broke down like this, then we might see this lower trend line again, which would be 74.90. I'm going to write that down too. I'm giving you guys some very intraday stuff just in case. Kiwi, still bullish. I did blog about this yesterday because I'm going to say this. I'm just going to say it to you guys right now. If the Kiwi breaks the 70-cent level, we're probably going to have like 100 to 200 pip move down, which it would give us a great opportunity to buy it at 68 cents. The 68 cents is huge. That's a huge breakout point. So if we drop through here, I mean, I hope that happens. I'd love to be buying at 68 cents. But the question is, are we? I don't know. I'm going to write down 70, 40. So I'm going to write down 70, 45, and 70 cents. So 70 cents is key. 7045 is support, and we are bullish, and resistance is basically 71 cents. Okay. Dollar Canadian, we just went up through. Dollar Mexican peso, this is annoying because I was really hoping we'd make another move back up here because I really wanted to short the dollar Mexican peso at 20.90. I don't know if we're going to get back up there again. I think for now, this is resistance. This is support. So that's support. Resistance is here, right? So, which, it's all right here. I mean, roughly, I'll just leave it like right there. So let's call it 20, 25 support at 20, right? Trade it however you want. I just think we are range bound.
Blake,
yo,
I just saw somebody posting on Twitter. Fishing deal has been reached.
What?
The UK will get 75% of all fish. And sorry, that's a joke. Excuse me. It's a joke, and I didn't see it.
I just
Sorry,
executed
What?
trades based on your
Scared the
joke.
crap out of me. Sorry.
What's the joke?
Dude, I literally just bought and sold the cable because you said that.
I am so sorry. Sorry.
All right.
Okay, I just lost the spread. It cost me $3,500. It's all right. No big deal.
3,500. Really? You kidding me?
No, it didn't. It's no
Yeah.
big deal. It's ripping.
If you're willing to wire the money to him, he's not kidding.
Hey, look, but now it is ripping.
It is ripping. Why is it ripping right now?
because
it was
other people-
a good joke.
Huh?
I
Oh
don't
yeah,
know.
it's like applause for a good joke. Look at that. Maybe it wasn't a joke still.
No, it was, but I misread it. Sorry, guys.
No, it's ripping for a reason.
Maybe people are listening here.
You just got people to buy tens of millions.
My apologies, guys.
You know what they say about house guests? They're like fish. They start to stink after a couple days.
January 1st.
Yeah,
So-
there is a headline now. Yeah,
What does that mean?
don't know.
People trying to play some games here.
It did move though, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
It is moving, but
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
As you
Oh,
see,
okay.
Stelios can predict the
have
future.
started to prepare procedure of provisional application of new UK trade deal from January 1st.
Stelios is so good at predicting the future.
They're told to be ready for meeting on Thursday morning if the deal is finalized today.
Nostra Cantos.
It's always EU
there you go.
sources. It's always the sources. Always the sources.
Yeah.
Those unknown sources, yes.
Always the sources. Yeah. And, let's hear it from both sides first, And I'm not going to complain. I've got some pound Aussie long. So I've been, it's kind of left over. Pound Aussie long for me is more of like, yeah, I'm if there is a deal, then the pound's going to rally. And, if there's a sell off, the Aussie is probably going to outpace the, cable to the downside because people are going to be hopeful that there's going to be a Brexit deal. So the Aussie will sell off, the pound will stay better elevated. So I hold some pound Aussie just in case, not a huge amount, but so if there's a trade deal, I'll still do okay, I think. So anyway, just some food.
Hey Blake, this is Joe.
Who?
Joe.
Who?
Joe.
Oh,
I don't even know who that is.
I think
I'm
I know
sorry,
that-
that guy fell
I
off
think
my
I know what
radar
that
like
comment-
2
I
days
think I know
ago.
what that
What's up,
comment
Joe?
means. I think I know what that comment means. I think
Okay,
that
tell
it-
us what that comment means.
So, sorry to jump in, but I think it means that they're getting everything ready in case something is done so that they could just do it. But no one has actually come out and said, oh, we have something done. But they're just putting things in place just in case.
Yeah, prepare procedure of provisional application. So that would be like
Preparing,
okay,
they're getting
if
ready to do it.
things fall through, we have another a provisional deal in place that will outline a crappier deal for you. I guess maybe that's what it means.
Yeah, I think so. They're putting things in place just either way. They're putting things in place just in case.
Good. Okay. Well,
Right,
thanks,
I-
Joe. Reading the verbiage, that's what it really sounds like too. So thanks, Mystery Man, for coming in.
Merry Christmas, Joe.
Merry Christmas, Joe. All right. Good to hear your voice. That was Joe Perry, guys. So let's let me finish up here so I can give Steve and Stelios the mic. 89.15. We're almost there. Then up to 90. I still think we're bearish while we're below the 90 cent level. Support near term will be right here at 88.50 and then 88.05. Okay. Dollar yen is all yours because you guys know I'm not trading it. 104 to 103. That's it. Have fun with that. Dollar index. Okay. Now, if you use ForexAnalytix, you got this analysis yesterday. We closed above this trend line. This should open the door really for a move back up here. That's why I think we might get that move in the euro down to 120 minus a Brexit deal. We might get a move down to 120.50. And I'm hoping we do because I want to be a buyer there. Just like, you know, it'd be a seller of the dollar index up here. But first we got to break 91.10. That's yesterday's highs. And then support should be at 90.15. Oops. 90.15. Wait, no. Did I write down? Is it 91.10 or 91? 91. Okay. US dollar, Norwegian krona. Very similar to the dollar index. Look at this descending channel, right? We spiked above it, couldn't hold, but man, we get above that. It should take us back to 895. Remember, we completed the double top. It was very well, it wasn't divergent down here. Oscillators were turning over, but it still found a false breakdown. So now the risk is that we move back up to 896. Hello? Somebody's microphone's on. Still bearish while we're below that 9, but you've got to keep in mind that there is risk that we squeeze here. I think the dollar is at risk of just, you know, bouncing in general. And I agree with Dale. I think we're going to see a more sustained. I think we'll see a more sustained break or move higher in the dollar index next year. So anything that you see over the next couple of days is probably just temporary. If we get some sort of dollar bounce, it should be temporary. Support in the US dollar, Norwegian krona, 862 and then 855. So I'm going to write down 855 because really I think 862 is more irrelevant, but I'll write it down anyway. Gold. Last but not least, gold, you know, this is one thing that has me a little worried about the dollar is about the dollar. I should rephrase that. This is the one thing that has me nervous about being short the dollar is that gold is not acting well. And gold, you know, if we break back below 1850, you know, I know that we wrote that down as support. Gold could come off. I mean, we could see a little bit of a sell-off here because I think a lot of people are very bullish gold, and you know, a break below 1850 should take us back to 18 and a quarter. So I'm going to write down 1850 as I have been all week. Whoops. And then resistance will be, you know, I mean, I'll just write down 1900, but it's approximate. All right. Bias charts finished. Guys, I know I talked a lot earlier regarding, you know, just, you know, more of it's why we're here and why we do what we do. I hope that, if you missed that earlier, you may want to go watch the recording, just to see my hair, if anything. But really just, so you have a better understanding of why we do what we do and why we continue to push forward as a team, to offer you the best, products and, guidance that we possibly can, So anyway, Steve Stelios, I don't know if you were here listening in earlier, but you might want to go back and listen to the recording too. So, you know what I said.
I was here and I saw your pretty face as well.
Oh.
Fortunately, it came in quite late.
Fortunately for you, you did. Good for you.
Unfortunately, I said, not fortunately.
Oh, unfortunately. No, you're lucky you missed it. So anyway, well, guys.
Were you stripping or what?
I was not stripping. No, I was not. That would definitely get no views on the recording. But I was just, explaining to people why we do what we do. And anyway, I hope everybody got the message. But
even Blake got a little mushy today. Still,
I don't get mushy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're
a little
in Japan,
sappy. I mean, sappy.
When you're in Japan and people call you and you pick up the phone, you say mushy mushy. We do. I mean, that's what you say. I lived in Japan.
Okay.
Anyway, guys, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to all of you. Not my team. I'm talking.
Same to you, brother.
No, seriously. Merry Christmas. If you celebrate Kwanzaa, Festivus, whatever, I know Hanukkah's already passed, but happy holidays to everybody out there. I hope you spend some quality time with your family. And, I look forward to seeing you on Monday, on the 28th. So happy holidays to everybody out there. I'm going to pass it over to you guys. Here's your bias chart. One last look. Steve, Stelios, Dale, and the rest of my team at ForexAnalytix, Merry Christmas and happy holidays to you guys.
Merry
Thank you.
Christmas.
Thank you, Blake.
Merry
Thanks for being
Christmas,
part of my
buddy.
family.
Thanks, Blake.
Cool. Now it's going to make me cry before this.
It doesn't take a lot for you, right?
No, I mean, when I saw Bambi when I was a kid, I cried because, Bambi's mom got stuck in the forest fire.
Indeed.
So anyway, yeah, I cried.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, I'm
All
sad.
right.
All right.
Okay,
What are you crying over today?
Somebody wants to see platinum. Somebody wants to see platinum. They've written it 5
How
times.
many times though?
Well, we'll have a look at that. I only have a couple of things to say. So it's
Probably
Christmas
he means that he wants to see some kind of an ETF that's like 6 times leveraged platinum. I'm assuming.
Maybe. Yeah. So in the whole spirit of giving, Donald Trump wants to give more money to everybody. I hope he can give some Greeks some money as well. I would love that. But
yeah, from what I see, they're spreading money all over the globe. I mean, why not some for us here?
and really, the only thing we're waiting for from one day to the next now is Brexit, and they are still discussing. And remember, yesterday we talked about it, and they're talking about percentages now. And I read somebody saying, look, it's the difference between the two sides is something like 50 million a year or something small, and you're risking multiples of hundreds of billions of a deal over something this small. It doesn't make sense. Well, it's not just financial, it's also the whole principle of it, etc., sovereignty and all that.
Mostly
blah, blah, blah.
that.
Yes, but still, at the end of the day, politics is about business. That's what it's become. It used to be something a little bit different. It's now all about business. So I still think they're gonna put some scrappy deal together and kick the can forward a little bit, and you know what's coming. But anyway, obviously there is a chance of a no deal, but I still think something will be done last minute. How last minute, I don't know. But the pound is liking action today, and it's up against both the euro and the dollar. And really, what we can do now is wait. Otherwise, I'm reading the vaccine is being rolled out in most countries, and here in Greece as well. We're starting to get it. So in that front, we'll wait to see what happens. But really, it's going to be. I think it's going to be choppy action until the first couple of days of January for sure. It always is. I like Blake said, I wouldn't trust any moves. Obviously, apart from a Brexit scenario, that I will trust. But anything else, I don't trust. And perfect example is yesterday. Metals like silver was down 3%. Now it's up almost 2%. It's very choppy, so be careful. I'm not doing anything. I don't.
Liquid markets are are a great opportunity for some people that just want to manipulate them. So we've seen crazy stuff happening.
I don't think I'll be trading between now and January 1st unless something big happens and it jumps up in my face. But I just want to say to everybody now, be careful and take extra care. It's a shame to give away money that you've made with blood, sweat, and tears over the year, and to lose it stupidly in the last days.
Very true.
Anyway, that's it.
How I say, don't try and make your week on a Friday. Don't try and make your year in the last 2 weeks.
Totally.
Yes, wise words, man.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's
relax. Like Charles Schwab said during the financial crisis. Relax.
Yeah, it's only subprime loans. Come on, that's nothing. It's only a small part.
It's contained.
Yeah, exactly.
It is contained. Yeah, it's like a fraction of the economy. Don't worry about it. No chance that it's going to spread over to other.
Yeah.
No way things are interconnected. Forget about that. No.
Yes. No.
Yeah.
So, Steve, it was timely that we looked at the gold silver ratio yesterday because if people had sold it, it would have been right in their face. Big pop yesterday was silver, as Estelle mentioned, down at one point about 4.5%. Steve,
what was up 4.5%? Sorry,
silver was down 4%. So the gold silver ratio we talked about yesterday, not to go with the trend that it was due for a pop, and it really popped.
Yeah, don't forget we were talking about how it was testing this channel trend line support, and indeed we've seen a rebound from there. Of course, we need to see more to start looking higher. To begin with, we need to break through this channel to the upside. So until we do that, there's nothing really sustainable here. But one step at a time. For the time being, it held support. Let's see if it can actually take us up to resistance. And, if we break through that, probably we should be looking for, a bigger rebound.
89 if we get through there. Maybe
84 is the next stop, in my opinion, if we break through trend line resistance, which I'm assuming passes from where? 70, let's say 78. So from 78, I think we break higher. We open the door for a move towards 84. And, from there, we can start talking about next target. But, one step at a time. Let's first see if we can even, go all the way to retest the trend line resistance. Now, having to do with precious metals, silver found support. Guess where? At the broken channel trend line resistance, acted as support. Gold is in the opposite side of the equivalent channel. It found resistance and has never managed to actually break through it. Irrespective of that, I do think there is still a very decent chance we've seen the low here. But more confirmation is needed if you want to be super safe. You need to see a break through this channel.
If you want to be super safe, close your Forex account.
That's a good point, actually. For a friend that was asking about platinum, I still see this move in platinum as corrective. So far, it has been unfolding, as a bull flag. So, I have no reason to actually worry too much about it. I think that eventually is going to break through this flag and accelerate higher. Copper has broken through this ascending wedge. Let's see what happens from here. We're rebounding, but let's see, we might retest this trend line support as resistance and continue lower. I mean, I hope it pulls back further, because it's, there's no other way you can join this trend. It's been so strong, but on the other hand, I can't get myself to buy copper after just 2 days of a down of a move lower. I mean, it's not a deep enough correction to say that, okay, we corrected the gains. We cleaned a little bit the field. We kicked off weak hands. I mean, I would definitely want to see something more. Now, obviously, very, very strong markets sometimes don't produce buying opportunities for a long period of time. But what can you do? The risk reward is still not there. What can I say? That's it. So hoping for a deeper correction. Same deal exactly with crude oil. Exactly the same deal. I mean, we've been now trading below this ascending wedge. Haven't managed to push lower yet. Hoping for a deeper correction towards 42. Otherwise, I still don't believe there is a risk reward to buy it. It is strong, but I want to see lower prices in order for me to be interested. I mean, I'm interested in being a buyer, but under the right circumstances. So that's not the case yet. So it is what it is. Richard, I think you have the wrong idea about why Greece hasn't closed the borders with Britain. The reason it hasn't is because there are tons of Greek people studying and living in Greece that they want to come back for vacations. The decision not to completely close the borders has nothing to do with thinking about our relationship with the UK. It has to do about thinking the people that actually want to return back. So the decision is not based on UK needs, it's based on Greek people's needs. I'm telling you in case you think that, we're better than the others, having to do with how we treat Brits, having to do with politics. Everybody is taking care of their own citizens, and that's having to do with that. I disagree with a lot of things about politics, and I believe that the level of politics and politicians has really gone down the drain. But having to do with this, I still believe that politicians mainly and firstly, um, you know, have the obligation to serve their citizens, right? So if you're asking me, that's the only reason why we still haven't closed the borders.
You know what I believe, Steve?
What?
I believe for every drop of rain that falls, a flower grows. I believe for everyone who goes astray, somebody knows. How's that?
Sounds good.
All right, that's what I believe.
Now,
And I believe in this team, man.
having
At
to do
Forex
with
Analytics.
same
Huh?
here, having to do with the new strains of coronavirus in the UK. Personally, if you're asking me, I believe that closing borders is in vain, because I see no reason why or how it won't spread to the rest of the countries. It's a matter of if it's going to do it like a week earlier or a week later.
Yeah.
I
COVID
mean,
doesn't have need a passport.
yeah, I mean, preventing, especially when we're talking about the same continent, that people can travel,
Yeah.
in and out in, various ways, closing the borders is just, going to delay the inevitable. I mean, so I don't see much point if you're asking me, but, whatever. In any case, though, I believe we would have closed the borders if it wasn't for the reason I just mentioned. Let me see. More questions. Do we have an interview, by the way, today?
Yeah, Peter is supposed to be here. I think I saw him here and then he left.
Peter who?
MCM. I forgot Peter's last name.
Okay, I'm saying because we have a lot of Peters that are regulars.
Yeah. Here's his MCM-CT.com. I forgot Peter's last name. But Peter, are you here? I saw you in here for a minute. Maybe my singing scared him out of here. It's possible, but now I don't see him.
Yeah, I don't see a Peter
He
either.
was here, but he left.
As
All
you
right.
said, your singing just
It
scared the
did. He
guy.
left after he heard that. Okay. So why? I guess we just Peter, if you're here, please send me a message.
Indeed. Okay, let's see if we have any
All
more
right.
questions. South Africa has a new strain different from the UK. Yeah, it doesn't, Jane, it doesn't really surprise me. I believe we're going to get multiple new strains. That's, a frequent occasion when you have like
Okay.
a virus that infects a lot of people. So what can we do? Now, anything else? Anybody has any questions before we go to the interview? Hopefully we're going to get Peter.
I think that's it, Steve.
That's
He's,
it about what?
That I don't see him. I could
Okay.
send him a message on Twitter.
Yeah, send
but,
him a
yeah.
message.
Okay.
In any case, having to do with price action, since yesterday we haven't had really a lot of things happening. I want to focus though on, let me bring the 4-hour chart here. So for me, the biggest question mark here is this, because we know how risk affects the dollar. And through the dollar it affects everything else as well. So my big question here is in the S&P, I'm taking the S&P as an example since it's like the barometer, is what are we seeing here? Is this a consolidation after this leg lower and we're about to have one more leg to the downside? Okay, it's likely. Or that was it. So for me, I have my eyes set on that. So I want to get that answered. And once that happens, we'll know if we have one more leg to the downside, in which case I would expect to see 3,600, even all the way down to 3,500 before we continue higher. Or we break through this recent highs, and I think we might even accelerate during the Santa Claus week, which is traditionally a risk-on week. So keep that in mind. We have a question about Eurosi, so let's have a look at it. So here is the Eurosi. So let me zoom out because this is important. So we've had this long-term channel, which we broke through with that COVID explosive move higher, which was completely erased after event, right? The reason I mentioned that is because the trend line support is this one, this purple one that you see. We also had post the retracement of this whole move, we built this channel, right, which you see in blue. Now, why do I mention that? Because we broke through both of those like 10 days ago, whatever it was, and now we retested them, both those trend lines, we retested them as a resistance, and for the time being, they seem to be holding. As long as that's the case, there's a big danger that we are going to accelerate to the downside once again. Okay, that's why I mentioned this. So I think the risks in Euro Aussie, as long as that's the case, are tilted to the downside. Euro Kiwi doesn't look exactly like this, although we have this very interesting trend line support. So we roll over from here, we break through this trend line support, which passes from 170, and I think it's game on for Euro Kiwi as well. So is the Euro Aussie actually leading a little bit the Euro Kiwi, or the fact that the Euro Kiwi hasn't broken down is telling us that perhaps the breakdown in Euro Aussie was false? I think we're going to find out very soon. This is a good question as well. I think we're going to find out very soon. If you want to be more on the safe side, before you sort Euro Aussie, you might want to wait for Euro Kiwi to confirm as well. Okay, so that's my point here. My sympathies to the drivers of trucks who do not make it home this Christmas thanks to Macron, enemy number one of the truckers. Yeah, I doubt it that he really cares about it. But yeah, I assume it's tough. Let me see if we have any more questions. Any luck with your guest,
No,
Dale?
no, I blew it by singing.
It's okay. We love
So
you
as
anyhow.
long as he's gone, I may as well sing one more thing to my team and to Face. It's gonna be a blue, blue, blue Christmas without you. I'll be so blue just thinking about you. You'll be doing all right with your Christmas of white, but I'll have a blue, 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 blue Christmas. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Don't just count your pips, count your blessings. It's a blessing for me to be part of the best team of talented traders that care about people. Rare combination. So look forward to seeing everyone next week. We'll bring in the new year together. And this is what I want you to reflect on over the weekend. Becoming part of our trading community. And with that being said, Steve, thanks again for another great week hanging out with you.
Thank you, Dale.
And you and your family. I hope you have as merry a Christmas as you can have in these times. And
Same to you.
you guys have each other, which is,
Indeed. The most important thing.
more than money. Okay. So that's it, everyone. See you Monday.
See you all on Monday. Enjoy the rest of the week.
Okay. And
don't
I
overdo
learned,
it. Don't take
I
any
learned a
real risks.
lesson. I will not sing prior to an interview again, or we'll lose that segment of the show.
Just during the
forever.
interview.
All right, buddy. Take it easy, Steve.
Bye-bye.
See you guys.